You've crashed and, by some miracle, survived. For now. You quickly realize that you are stranded on a large deserted island, starring in your own rendition of Castaway. You rack your brain for all those survival hacks you've seen in movies and on YouTube, but all you can think about is fresh bread with honey butter. Shout out to the outdoor boys. If you can't remember all the survival tips, at least remember these, because today we're talking about survival myths that would actually get you killed. Let's talk about freshwater springs. You're parched, the sun's doing a slow roast. You're stumbling along the tide line, and you spot a little pool tucked between the rocks. Looks like a free water fountain, doesn't it? Except it's more like a salt lick in disguise. On islands, those pools are rarely fresh. They're brackish, loaded with salt, and will dry you out faster than a week-old French fry. The smart move is to head inland, following the greenest patches or dried stream beds, and collect rain whenever it falls. Anything can become a rain bucket. Shirts, seat cushions, the plane's window panels. Dig a small still in the sand, lay a sheet of plastic, put a cup in the middle, and let the sun work for you. Actual fresh water is almost always found away from the edge. How about caves being the perfect shelter? Right? Nah. As you move deeper into the island, you find a cave, cool and shadowed like nature's Airbnb. Tempting to move in, but caves are like surprise parties hosted by creatures with fangs, wings, or stingers. They can also flood without warning or collapse under heavy rain. The safer bet is a quick shelter above the tide line. Lean a ridge pole of driftwood between two trees, thatch it with palm fronds, and let the breeze flow through. Build your life just outside where you can see trouble coming and rescue spotters can see you. Ever heard of a rock refrigerator? You manage to catch a crab and crack a coconut. Feeling clever? You slide your haul under a flat rock, thinking you've built a makeshift fridge. In reality, you've just set the table for ants, rats, and anything else with a nose. Warm, damp, and hidden is an all-you-can-eat buffet for microbes. Cook and eat what you can right away. If there's extra, hang it in a sling, or smoke it over a low fire until it's dry and less appetizing to night prowlers. On an island, time is the true fridge. Your SOS sign. A distant speck appears on the horizon. A boat, a plane, Wilson. You sprint to your fire and start piling on green leaves for maximum smoke. Instead, you get a wheezing, dying flame and a handful of steam. Green leaves are wet and will choke the fire if it's not roaring first. Build a hot, dry base, then sprinkle a little greenery on top for a momentary plume. 3 small fires in a triangle pattern say, "Help," louder than one giant, soggy bonfire. And while you're at it, lay out a huge SOS in driftwood or stones where it can be seen from the sky. Drinking your own urine. Hours pass, your canteen is empty, and the idea sneaks in. You've seen people drink their own pee on TV. It's sterile, right? Sure, for about a heartbeat, but also loaded with salts your kidneys already threw out. Pouring it back in is like rehiring someone you just fired. Far better to use it as a tool to wet a shirt, to cool yourself, or feed it into a solar still so that clean condensation drips into your cup. Walk and work in the cool hours, stay covered, and let your body hold onto the water it's got. Don't pee on your jellyfish sting. You wade into the surf to wash off the day's grime and zap. Your leg feels like it's been kissed by an electric noodle. You recall survival movies talking about slicing an X, sucking the venom, or having someone pee on it. Spoiler, all of that would make it worse. The smart move is to rinse the sting with seawater, never fresh water. Ease off the tentacles with a stick, and then apply heat with warm, not boiling water for 20 to 45 minutes. The heat helps deactivate the toxins and takes the edge off the pain far better than any Hollywood antics. What would you least expect on an island? Answer, frostbitten skin. A freak storm blows in, and suddenly your tropical paradise feels like January in Siberia. Fingers go numb and waxy, the temptation is to rub them alive. But rubbing frostbitten tissue grinds ice crystals through your own cells. Instead, rewarm gently. Tuck your hands under your armpits. Wrap in dry layers. Use lukewarm water if you can manage it. Never rewarm if you think it'll freeze again. Slow, steady heat saves tissue. Friction destroys it. Even on a beach, hypothermia can sneak up, especially at night or in a storm. Your survival raft. By day 7, you've had enough. The driftwood starts to look like a cruise ship. You imagine lashing logs and paddling toward freedom, cinematic music swelling. The reality is far more brutal with currents, sun, and a slow death adrift. Staying with the wreckage and the island gives you better odds. Use the driftwood for giant signals, reflective panels, and flags high on the ridge. Make the island shout, "Human here," instead of trying to escape on a floating question mark. I hope these tips will come in handy if you ever find yourself stranded. But honestly, the best survival hack I can give you is this. Don't crash in the first place. Stay home. Order pizza. It's way better to be stranded on your couch in air conditioning with snacks, streaming shows about survival, not living it.